Doing stuff. So today we've got our 2018 Polaris RZR Turbo 4, and we're going to install a street legal kit. This is the Corbin Custom Works. It's supposed to pretty much be plug and play. So we're going to pull out the instructions, read those, and then we'll get going on this and show you how we do it. Okay, so this is the kit here. This is the rear wiring harness. This is the control module, and these are the front signals and the switch, and it comes with some wire ties. So first thing we got to do is we've got to get the hood off, and then we got to take the dash off and pull the seats out, and then take the center console out so we can run the wires through there. So we're going to get the hood off. First of all, pull that off. Then what you have to do is pull these two Torx bolts out, and then we can pull the dash off, and we'll get that pulled up, and then we'll come back and show you what you do from there.
Alright, gonna take dash out and do these two bolts right here. Maybe.
Okay, so we got the bolts out. On the top side there's just a couple of clips. It just clips in up here. You just kind of have to push it out. So then we get this up, exposes all the wiring, and we'll show you where it plugs in at. Okay, so next it says to remove this rubber grommet here, and we've got to cut it. You can see they've put lines in it there, so you get your knife and attempt not to cut yourself. Just cut this like so. That'll allow the wire to go through there, and we'll put some other accessories on this too, so we'll put those wires through there as well. I'll probably cut more, but I think that's probably okay. We're just going to cut those four. Then this is our wiring harness. It says to find the fuse, which is here, and remove that before you install it. So we're going to take that out, and then we'll put it back in later. And then we need to find the wire. There's the connector that connects to that, which is right here. Find the one that has connector A, because this connects to the control box. So this needs to go through here, and then through here, so, and then we can put this rubber grommet back in. Unless you push it through too far. So yeah, just like that, and that wire goes through there. This, you got three wires here. This is a straight to your battery power, this is a ground, and this is the accessory. It says to hook this one to the accessory. So that's why they have you take the fuse out, so there won't be any power at this point. So we're going to get that hooked up here. Okay, so just snug this up. Alright, that's that. As far as they've got everything with these little labels on it. Even how far to pull the wire through here, there's a little label that says stop, where you're supposed to stop pulling it. So this one is the left driver, this is the right passenger. It says to feed them down through here, up over the headlights. So we're going to drop this one. Let's see, down this way. Let it go down through there, it'd be better. So yeah, that one down through there. We're going to take this one, go down through here to the right side, just like so. Get this up away from the fan. Okay, so then if we come down under here, find our wires here. Right up here. And then it's going to have us drill our mounting holes for the lights up here. So we'll go find our drill and then we'll show you how we do that. The detail on this kit's just awesome. See, it's got these little templates so you know where to put your lights. You can measure that out and get them on the exact same place on both sides. So we're going to cut these out, put them on here, and then we'll come back and drill our holes. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little line in the plastic right here. So we're going to line this up, the template right with that line and the back side. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. And we'll drill our hole right on the old X there. Okay. Okay, so we wanted to go 3/4 on that, and that should put us just right where we need to be. We'll have to get in there with a knife and trim the back of that off. It's got a little bit of plastic stuck on there. Okay, but on then we come around to this front one here, and so you get my light down here so that you can see, maybe. There's not a good place for it here. So I'll have my assistant hold it. So then this one, we just line up here, check the back of it just to make sure it ain't drill through something. Even though they send a template. Put that right in the middle. Mark our hole. We'll get rid of that. Okay, that should do it. We just get in there and trim the backs of those off. I think I can just reach up in there and peel that excess off of it. Like so. Then we'll drill the other side, same thing, and then we'll come back and show you how we put the lights in. Okay, so these are the lights that go in the front for the turn signals. So what you do is you just push the wire through here. It's easiest if you push the rubber grommet off and then put it in like so, maybe, yeah. And This has a top, it says top on it. So just push that in like so. Come around to the front here, the other side. Let's see, push this through. Maybe. Yep. And then grommet in again. Like that. Alright. Find the top on our light. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. I doubt you can see that on the camera. Push that in. That's trying to push it through, so get back here. Just like so. Okay, and then if you come down underneath here, you can see you've got this wire here, which is tagged on here. It says left drivers. So you shorter wire, put that on the inside of the frame and connect it to this one. See, these all have these real nice waterproof connectors on them. I like that about this kit as well. Plug that one in, and we'll come back here in a bit and we'll zip tie these up so they're up out of the way. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we're going to mount our switch over on this left side. We bought this switch plate. I can't remember the brand off it at the moment, but I'll put it down in the description and a link to it. And then I opted to go with the vertical turn signal switch. You can also get a horizontal and mount it other places, but we're going to put it right over here on this side. Put this switch plate here, and we'll mount it in one of these 3 holes. We've got some other accessories we're going to put in that we'll mount in these other 2. The horn will go in one, and I'm not sure what will go in the other one yet, but we'll find something. So we're going to get this plate installed, and then we'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so we held our template up there. We got the holes drilled, got it in the right spot. Took a Sharpie and drew out where the switches were. I'm not going to leave space between them. I don't see a reason to. So I'm just going to cut a straight line, a square around where I drew the line on the outside of it, so that we have enough room for the switches to go in. Just going to use a Dremel tool, a little cutting blade on it, and cut that out. Cut around that again. Some places it didn't go all the way through. for a new wheel. Just take the knife, clean these edges up. Just like so. So then we'll put our switch plate back on here and put our switches in. So we'll bring you back and show you when we've got that all installed. Switch plate installed. Now we're gonna install the control module. So right here it says to unplug all these wires and remove the whole dash, but I don't see a lot of reason to do that. It just seemed like a bunch of extra work. So this is the connector that we pushed through the rubber grommet earlier. This is our control module. So we're just going to plug that together. And then it comes with a couple of these long zip ties. So I don't know how well you can set that right there. See this? But, so we'll come down here and we're just going to mount this right here. This way, because there's two grooves here. We can, I don't know if we should put it around there, around here. We're going to go around here, and I think we're going to go the other way because that we want the wire, so we can unclip those if we need to on the outside. So there's one. We'll put our other zip tie around here. And then we'll clip those off in a bit. I don't have any clippers on me. So we're going to run this wire right down over here so that we can plug that into our switch. So now if we come around here the other side, you can see that our wire's hanging down right here for our switch. So now we've just got to mount our switch in there, plug our wire in, and tuck this up underneath the dash so it's not dangling down. Okay, so they send this electrical grease with it. It says in the instructions to put that on this connector that's going into the switch. So that's what we're going to do. Cut this off. Put this in here. Just like so. Okay. Then we will see, this goes this way. No, this way, because that's where all the pins are. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. We'll reach up behind and just plug the wire in. Oh, we put the switch in upside down though. We're gonna have to actually plug this one in the middle. Yeah, I think we'll put it in the middle. Plug that in there. bracket behind there that's kind of in the way. Yeah, just like that. That should work good. Okay. Switch is installed. We just got to do the back. Get the wire end to the rear now. Okay, so next thing we've got to do is run the wire to the back. And that's got to go through the tunnel here. So we've got to remove that tunnel to do it. First of all, we've got to take out all these seats. The seats come out fairly easy. There's just a latch on the back and you lift those out. On the tunnel there's several clips. So we're going to get the seats out and then we'll go from there. On the seats you can just lift up on the back of them here like that. This little latch right here, you probably can't see it because of the lighting. But that latch there, this one here, lift up on that and it comes out. So we're going to pull all the seats out and then we'll come back and pull this tunnel out and show you what we've got there. Thing you got to do to take this center console out is take your shifter off. There's a Torx in there. It's a T25 Torx is the size. So we're going to pull that off. And then we got Torx screws, one here. There's two on each side of this. And then there's a couple back here. And then there's these plastic ones. We're going to take all these Torx heads out and then we'll come back and show you how you remove those plastic clips. Okay, so on these what you have is these little plastic body clips. So you just have to pull this center piece up and then they come out like that. You can put them back in, you just push that center piece down. There's two here, one on each side up here. And then there's two here and two more back there. So you got to get all those out. We're going to pull those out and then we'll pull this tunnel off here. Probably have to undo these. Well, the seat belts will probably slide through these holes, it looks like, so we'll be good there. We're going to get the rest of those out and then we'll come back and show you when we pull that off. We got all the clips and all the bolts out. Now what you've got to do is tuck these boots on the seat belts down inside, so that you can pull the tunnel off there. Josh is doing that for us. So it just comes off like so. That's the front tunnel. Now we'll pull this rear tunnel off. Same procedure. Just stick those seat belt boots through. And then pull that tunnel off. Okay, just like so. So our next step's going to be we're going to have to run that wire down into this tunnel and to the back so we can plug it in where it goes. So we'll be back in a few minutes and show you that. Okay, so the next step, this has got to go to the rear. We got that tunnel and everything out of the way, so now what we have to do is reach down here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but maybe. But anyway, you gotta go down here and stick this up into that tunnel. Like so. And then we'll have to go in on the inside and pull it through.
Got rolling.
Okay, so then you can see we pulled these down through here. Just gonna pull all that slack up here, just like so. And then it says just to run these over the tops of these brackets and zip tie it to this. So we'll get our zip ties and zip tie that up there. Just run this straight back through here. Okay, and then we'll go around on the other side and grab that. Okay, so we've got these back through here. So we'll pull that slack up through there. And then you can see this wiring harness right here. We're going to run it right along that and up over to here, which this right here is the plug-in that we need to get to plug it in. So we're going to run that up through there, and then we'll show you how to plug that in there. Okay, so we made it over here with our wires. We're just going to unplug this. Somehow. So yeah, just pull that up, plug that in, and then this one goes in the end of here, and this one goes into this one. So plug and play, and this will allow the tail lights to work as our turn signals so that we don't have to put any additional lights back here for that. So this will just all get zip tied up to this harness here. So we're going to get that all zip tied up, and then we'll show you what that looks like when we get that done. Okay, so before we zip tie that harness up, just to make sure it works, since it's all hooked up now, we're going to put our fuse back in here. And then we're going to turn the key on right here and make sure she works. So yeah, we've got, looks like we have front turn signals. There's a back one. The other side works, so everything's working. So now we'll turn the key off. We'll go ahead and get everything zip tied up, and then we'll come back and show you when it's finished. This wire, you can see we just ran it along these others, and right out the back there we've got it all zip tied up here. And then we also, back here where we plugged it in, we got that all tied up, so it's all out of the way. So we're ready to put the tunnel back on. We're going to do that and put the seats back in, and then we'll install the horn kit. We'll get the seats put back in, the tunnel put back in. Now the last thing we have to do is mount this fuse. So we're just going to take this screw that was sent with it and mount it. That's the wire out of the way. We're going to just screw it into this wall here, just like so. So yeah, we'll just hold our fuse right there, and that's it for the turn signal kit. We have a horn kit to do now. I think it probably took us about 2.5 hours total to do that. That included filming, and first time ever doing this kit. I've done other kits. This kit's by far the very best that I've done, easiest to install. I have no complaints with it so far, as long as it holds up while I'm using it. I have no issues with it. It's a really good kit. I would recommend it. We're going to install this horn kit. First thing it says to do is to remove the fuse, which we did that. And now it says to connect the wires. Wires are, this first one here is your accessory terminal. This is to hook the orange wire to the accessory terminal. So we'll do that. And we're going to hook the black wire to the ground, which is the black, and the red wire to the red one, which is the 12 volt constant power. So we're going to do that, and then we'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so we got the 3 wires hooked up over here. Next thing we got to do is get this through the dash. So that same place that we went through with the turn signals wire, got to pull that up and get this through there somehow. Kind of wide when you've already got one wire through there. It's tight. It's a big end on there. but it can be done. There we go. Pull this through all the way, like so. Stick that down through the hole in the dash. Put that rubber grommet back in. That's all there is to it. Okay, so we're going to put our switch in, run our wire up here. There again, they give you this electrical grease. Put on this connector here. Put that there. A little bit on each of those prongs, like so. And then, let's see, the switch goes this way, and the wire has to go that way. So we're going to hook this up through here, plug it into our switch. Not sure what through there though. I think we bent that a little. That clip, pushing it through that rubber grommet. That's alright, it worked. Push it back down. And then your horn switch just goes in there. Just like so. Okay. So we'll finish hooking it up. We'll show you up front. Put the horn in, and then we'll see if it works. So it says to mount the horn. Do this bolt here. Just like that. Take that out. Put the horn between here.
Hey.
Hi, Tyler.
Just gonna check out the interior.
Alright, you're gonna be on our YouTube video, okay? Okay?
Alright.
Okay, so we put the horn on right here. Don't over tighten that or you'll crack the plastic. Okay, and then our other two wires here, we just plug in here. One here, one here. We should be good. We got to put our fuse in. Let's see. Fuse in here. Now I guess it's the moment of truth. We'll see if it works. Come over here. There's Kyler helping us out. And she works. So it's a success. Okay. So I'm going to leave this dash off for now. And I got to zip tie those wires up. But other than that, we're done. Because I'm going to install some other switches and put some other lights in here before I'm done. But just in summarizing it, the Corbin Customs horn kit and their turn signal switch is very self-explanatory. I think that anybody could install it that has any little bit of mechanical sense at all. It's just easy to do, very detailed instructions. I have nothing but good to say about it. We'll use it, and if anything comes up, we'll let you know, but I don't foresee that happening. It looks like it's the extremely most quality. So other than that, if you like the video, like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you next time.